Two of these.
Oh, Greg in. I mean, she's letting Greg in.
And then we have.
Sound like.
Checking the audio 1 second.
Yeah, just.
I remember that. It's gonna be crazy. I appreciate that. I know someone's looking at the document.
Hello, Mayor. Hello, everyone.
There it is.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Got it. Hi.
Yes. Real-
That volume down there.
Oh.
Yes.
Where?
Had a lot of trouble going.
Greg, can you give me another test?
Yes. Hello, everyone.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. We are recorded. Make sure your microphones are turned on when you're speaking. Let's go ahead and call. We good to go? All right, let's go ahead and call to order our Thursday, January 4th, 2024 Town Council Work Session. We have one item on this for discussion and for questions for tonight. So let's start first, call to order, and also Pledge of Allegiance. So Paul, can you lead us in Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States
States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. Good job, Paul. We'll keep you. All right, God bless you. We'll move right into public comment guidelines. The town of North Beach welcomes public comments. Please state your name and address and limit your comments to 3 minutes. This is a work session, so all questions pertain to the agenda. If you have any questions about that, if you gain some later, you can always email them to us. But tonight is about, the conversation is about what is on the agenda, and that is the CCTV inspection services. Do we have any public comment yet? All right. Yes, for tonight. That's why we have a work session. Yep. Anything? Nope.
Not yet.
All right. If it comes across, just stop us and I'll be more than happy to answer what we can. All right. Let's move on. This is exciting information for me, maybe not for everybody else, but we are and have been working hard to continue to improve our infrastructures in our town. You don't see it until you need it. And we want to be proactive, and that's what tonight is about. And tonight's subject matter is about CCTV inspection services for the North Beach sewer system. This is not the laterals that go from your house to the main line. This is the main line. This is going to check off another box for us as we continue to improve our water and sewer. As you know, the water meters, the 5-point test, the 3 smoke tests, the lateral inspections when we need them, the replacements and so forth. This is just one more item to help us, our staff, Department of Public Works, make the needed improvements and changes and fixes for any type of I&I issues with our sewer system. Anything that goes into the sewer system goes to the town of Chesapeake Beach, goes into the wastewater treatment plant. So the more we can, and the better we are as a whole, as a team between the Calvert County, Anne Arundel County, and Chesapeake Beach. So what I'd like to start off with is Donnie Bowen has submitted in board docs, so residents can read it, everybody can read it. His work on this project. This is a part of our capital improvement projects, and I'm excited about what we were able to accomplish. We also have our attorney Karen on here to talk about any legal questions we might have, council might have. So DB, let me turn it over to you and you can hit some high level items, and then we're going to go right to Karen, and then we're going to open up to questions. Go ahead, DB.
All right.
Thank you, Mayor, for leading into that. The mayor's been hanging out with a lot over at Public Works Building, so he's getting excited about these type of things, and he's gaining knowledge daily. So it's good to have him around. He can actually see what we're talking about there, and it's very helpful. But he let off great. What we're doing is we did 3 smoke tests, and what that does, that finds any leaks that you can see visible, like clean outs, broken clean up, like minor stuff, easy stuff to find. So we did that 3 different times. Each time we did it, we found about 40 items, 50 items. Most of those DPW staff could correct in-house. We did those corrections, but we monitor the daily flow going to the Chesapeake Beach treatment plant, and we have a variable rate there, so we get charged for the extra flow. But we also, our flow counts Calvert County's flow that comes through our system. So we have Calvert coming in and North Beach flow, and all that goes to the plant and gets monitored. We still, when we have rainfall, have a significant amount of flow going to the plant through Chesapeake Beach. I mean, it jumps 50% sometimes depending on the rain. So we're trying to now what this will do is it actually inspects the main lines. So we're going in each line all throughout the town. It's like 23,000 feet of sewer line. And we're going to actually camera all that sewer pipe, and we'll take a look, videotape that. We'll get a full report on what we camera. They'll look at the manholes, look at the pipe, look at everything. Calvert County just finished on their section that comes into North Beach, and they found 27 places where they found issues, major issues that need to be corrected. So they're trying to do their part. We're doing our part, and all of us together are trying to do the part to help the flow going to Chesapeake Beach. We went out, we got 3 different prices. It ranged from $89,000 to camera to, we found a contractor that did have an open contract with Anne Arundel County, and that price came in the low price of $34,000, piggybacking on Anne Arundel County's current contract. We had one that was in the middle around $69,000, so it ranged from 89 to 34. The contractor who has the 34,000 did work in North Beach before. They're a local contractor. They're located right at Skinner's Turn Road in the industrial park there. So they're familiar. They do a lot of work for Anne Arundel County. He's did work when I worked with Calvert County Water and Sewer. So he knows the business, been in business for over 40 years. And it's my recommendation that I would say we go with Strohacker Incorporated to do the camera work for it's 34 and some change, right around $34,000 to camera the whole sewer system and give us a full report for North Beach. And I'd just like to add one more thing real quick. This hadn't been done since 1984. So I think it's overdue, or definitely due for inspection.
That was
Council have any questions or any comments? Or
I do want to add one more thing too. So, as you know, we track the flows a lot. I think we talk about it once a week, if not more, especially after it rains. We have a lot of rain coming up. Hopefully snow. We'll leave that alone so I don't get yelled at. But we have done pretty much everything we can do. Our manhole covers where we are prone to flood has large gasket. I don't know what they're called.
manhole dishes, right?
Yeah, they're just something that
Plastic dish.
keeps the water from draining into the manhole covers. So we have done that. We have done everything we possibly. We are at this next juncture now where we need to see what's going on underground. And I have Karen on here tonight because what we want to do is our goal is to piggyback this opportunity with Anne Arundel County, and that's her expertise, one of her many that she helps us out with. To be able to explain the process of us piggybacking this and why it's a benefit to our town. I believe in our capital improvement projects, we had 75,000 in there to have this done. So to me, this shows another area that we have worked hard to save money for our residents, but also complete a task that is in dire need. So Karen, can you go ahead and talk about the piggyback and how that works with the, the 18-4, everything we've talked about?
Certainly. So the town's purchasing requirements, regulations, criteria are all set forth in Chapter 18 of the town code. And it tells you under which circumstances the town needs to go out to bid for purchases, but it also has in section 18 for exceptions to competitive bidding. One of which is number 6, which is a purchase that's based on a state, county, municipal, or federal government contract that is established by a legal or competitive process. So Anne Arundel County had a competitive bidding process that it conducted for this service. So they went out to bid, they evaluated all the bids, they awarded the contract to Strohecker. And so they have a contract that is currently in place that the town is allowed to what we call piggyback on, or we can join it. And we get to take advantage of the pricing and all the terms in the Anne Arundel County contract as we go forward. So it's not that we are circumventing any of the competitive bidding process. It's just that it's already been conducted, sort of, if you think of it, on our behalf. And so we get to take advantage of Anne Arundel County's ability to get possibly a better price than we may have been able to get if we'd gone out to bid. And so what we do when we decide, or if you all decide to, in fact, do the piggyback, is we create our own contract, which I believe you all have seen, which basically incorporates the Anne Arundel County contract provisions and makes some distinctions as to differences. For example, we would not want Anne Arundel County personnel to be contacted with respect to our contract. So we would say town personnel would be contacted, and we'd give the appropriate information for contacting them. We would have our own our fee established and the terms of our payment, as you'll see in the agreement that's been presented. But basically, it offers the town an opportunity to piggyback on a contract from another entity. Does
Thank you so
anybody have
much.
any questions?
So in the board docs, you will see the Anne Arundel County, you'll see the agreement that our town attorney has worked on, Strohecker. We have everything in board docs. So, you know, take a look at that again. If you have any questions, tonight is not a vote today. Tonight is just a conversation. Next Thursday will be the vote. And I truly hope we move forward. We need this bad. Any questions from council? I'll start with Greg. Just, I don't want to overlook you, Greg, so I apologize. Any questions, Greg?
Hey, thanks, Mayor. No, I've looked at everything, and I don't have any additional questions. The attorney explained it. I've looked at, like I said, I've looked at everything, and I think this is something we need to move forward on. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you to the attorneys, and thank you, Donnie, for doing all the work, you and your staff and the mayor and everyone else. Appreciate it. Looks good.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you. I'm going to start down here. Paul, you have any questions?
Here we go. Yeah, just a couple things. So just to, I want to make sure my mental model is correct. And is also probably provide some context too. So when it rains, theoretically, all that rainwater should go into storm drains and then go out to the bay, right?
That's correct.
We're seeing actual water creeping into the sewer system, which is a separate system than that system, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so ideally, like that should not happen. So obviously,
Right.
there's a problem here that we're trying to figure out and address from that perspective.
Right.
Just to be very clear,
The big-
I&I
Yeah.
is a WSSC problem. It's a North Beach, it's a Calvert
Sure.
County, it's Anne Arundel. Our goal is to be more proactive, which I think we've been great for, last couple of years, but that's where his 30 years experience, I mean, this is his wheelhouse right
Yep.
here. So
It's
Yeah,
not
and I'm
like
sure
a
you'll
problem.
never eliminate it, but if we can
Well,
reduce it as much as
In
possible.
an area like this, like Brooms Island, all through Calvert County, anybody close to the bay or anywhere low-lying areas, you're going to have some infiltration.
Mhm.
I mean, you try to keep that to a minimum because you're treating rainwater at the wastewater plant. So that's costing you per gallon to treat rainwater.
Yeah.
So that's why, and the plant is getting closer and closer to capacity. So every time it rains, it pushes the numbers up that all the reports get sent to MDE, Maryland Department of Environment, and that counts for their flow, daily flow. It all blends into their monthly flow and everything else. So, treating the rain report, it can be costly. So that's why we try to do all we can.
Okay.
And Calvert's on board. We have our quarterly meeting still going on with Chesapeake Beach. So we've been really proactive at doing, like the mayor said, the pumps at Fifth Street, that helped immensely by them coming on and, the road not being as flooded as long, because that water's going to creep in to the top of the manholes. So that's where you get some infiltration. And we also at Public Works are tracking, like when we have a storm now, when the road actually has water on it, that can go in the manhole and when it doesn't. So we're tracking how much rainfall, if the road got flooded, so try to pinpoint where it's coming in from.
Mhm.
And the only, we did all, like the mayor said earlier, we tried all the obvious spots that you can see, look for. If you have a broken clean out, that could be a 4-inch pipe in a drainage ditch wide open. So that type of thing, the smoke test will cover that, because smoke will come out of there. Like wherever you have a crack in a pipe that is close to the surface like that, you'll see smoke coming up. We put a green flag, we go back, 2 weeks later and we fix all those. So next time it rains, that should take care of that. But this will be everything underground, the pipes that are large 8-inch, 12-inch pipes that are going into the manholes. Could be cracks around the manholes themselves, or, you can see that kind of thing with this camera work.
Got it. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, but it is two separate
understanding.
totally systems. And like you said, when it rains, it comes in pretty quick. So we're thinking, and then Calvert, the problem for us is Calvert, we're all combined. So we can't separate that flow yet. So it could be, some pumps coming in from Calvert County, that, because a lot of people don't realize in the low areas, you could tie a sump pump into the sewer system. And when that pump kicks on, it's no way to see that. So that's a common problem also, like Rose.
Real quick, clarify what he just said. You cannot legally tie your sump pump to a
Right.
sewer system. People are doing it, and that is not legal. You cannot do that. And we are going to continue to talk about that, promote it, work with people. But we do know it happens because the water on Greenwood at different pump stations get a little clearer when it rains. So we'll leave it at that, but we're working at it. You can tell. Go. What else? What's your other question?
Related to that, so we did the smoke tests, and I guess with this new test we'll be doing, did we map any of that in our GIS systems?
Yes,
It'd be
we
interesting
mapped
to
all
see,
of it
like-
on there. Everything's on there. That's where the mayor's daily conversation with the guys.
Okay. I like to
That's
see,
a
you know,
shop in
we
the
have all the
morning.
data, so I'd love to be able to see some of that too.
Well, that
see if
thing's
it's-
actually worked out great because it's so easy. Like you can click on your house, for instance, and you can put notes exactly what we did. So the guys, when they go out now, they got the iPads and all that's tracked right on the GPS. And the manhole contract that we did a couple months ago, that was one thing we found, like a thing that you could see also, but we coded that. And on the second smoke test, we didn't have any smoke coming out of it. So that actually worked for the manholes at Fifth Street here.
Okay.
So those, but yeah, we do track, everything is being tracked on there. So.
Great.
And I laugh because every single time I see Guy, I ask, was it on there?
It's definitely drilled into.
Yeah, it's drilled into their head now. GIS is where we live. But go ahead. What else?
I think that's basically it. I mean, everything else seems fine. I know we've done piggyback agreements before, so nothing.
All right.
No issue there. So yeah,
Thank
I'm
you
good.
so much. Mary.
We're having mic problems. No, Johnny, thank you for all your hard work as usual, on the daily too. And, Karen, I want to thank you for your layman's explanation. I think that, perfectly put. We had $75,000 allocated for this project already, and I think the price looks great to me compared to the other one. So, I'm good with it. I've looked all this over already today and, it needs to be done. It's well overdue. So I'm okay with moving forward and all my questions have been answered really. So thank you.
Thank you. Mickey.
If we approve next week, when do they have a tentative start complete date?
He said probably would take them 60 days at the most. When we started talking about the price and he was going to start in January after the holidays, but depending on when the council, if we approve next month, hopefully he can start. This
week.
is something now,
Next
next
week.
week, I'm sorry. This is something that his crew, on days where they can't, like if it's wet out, they can't do excavation, they can't put sewer on in, his
But they
crew can
can come
jump on
out
this and
okay.
knock it out. And he's going to dedicate a crew and we're going to try to get it done as quick as possible. So what we'll do, then we'll get a full report, on zip drive and everything, and then we can come up with create a list to come back to y'all for repairs.
So then ideally-
prioritize them. So we want to do this inventory, see what we have out there, come up with a good list, but hey, he'll rank like number 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this needs right away, mall crack, barely leaking, stuff like that. So that's what we're going to get with his written report.
Okay, so then like ideally, he'd have it done by end of February, middle of March.
Right.
And then you could come to us in April with a priority list.
That's what we're hoping. And then that, weather be better than spring start, and some of that's where a lot of the pipelining companies could come in, but we can start looking at that type of work when the weather's better
Yeah.
for doing all that.
Cool.
Fantastic. Let me just go back around. Now that we had this discussion, I think it's pretty unanimous what the goal is, what our goal is. Public comment. You have any questions now that you've heard the 4 presentations? All right. That's awesome. Thank you. We really do appreciate that. You don't realize that. Anything online we got to answer? If not, I'm going to make a.
know, about this subject. Carmen said excellent work on finding a way to piggyback Anne Arundel County's open.
Thank you, Carmen. Nothing else? All right. Well, if there's nothing else, our goal tonight was to discuss this. So it will be on your agenda for next Thursday. So be prepared to vote. Other than that, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
So move second.
Second.
Mary said second. Greg said second. Any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Um,
So moved. Thank you so much.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.